Hi, this is a guy in the den, and I thought I would follow this up with the fact that I now unlocked all of the mechs and kind of give you an idea of how they function, what I think primarily, my thought about as far as thought using them, uh, kind of where they fit in different maps. And of course, you kind of have to play all of them in order to unlock all the extra points that you use in order to unlock like these. So in order to do all that, you have to, there's a tremendous amount of things, but for example, a cluster storm, you have to kill at least 75, etc., steelhawk, etc. So you kind of have to use all of them anyway in order to be able to unlock everything that you can. And I would assume if they ever release any additional stuff, then maybe there will be other mechs, but other things to unlock as well, tech-wise. So, here we are. Ironclad is the first one that you get. It has a range of 3, has a fairly decent rate of fire, but is really middling when it comes to the actual damage. Is it something that's going to use maybe in the first 2 maps? You're probably not going to use them very much after that. It's okay. I never received an actual range extender on it. I guess they exist, and they're very rare, especially in the first couple of maps. In Western Europe, it seems like it's dropped a little bit more, but after that, it's been really dreadful trying to get one. You will get a lot of crit chance updates, a lot of things that give you extra armor, a lot of repair. But you're not going to get the really juicy stuff, unfortunately. The Durakan is also one that you start out. That's just a range of 2. I have not received any range extend on that. I haven't really played it a tremendous amount because, honestly, range 2 only works maybe the first couple of maps. And after that, it's just a liability. And the way they do with the actual covers, most of the time you're going to be probably parked a little bit further away, which means that the enemy with greater range will just stand there and pound at your protective wall while you have to step out in order to hit them. So again, it's just one of those things. I do wish that with these extra powers that you also existed a range option. I don't care if it would be like 5 scripts in order to do it. I think that would make them a little bit more meaty, but as far as I know, they don't exist. I might try to just update to the master work, whatever that is. I don't know if that's beyond legendary, but we'll see when that happens. I have unlocked every single map right now, so I'm just redoing maps in order to unlock further things and see what this master work is about. I have no indication yet. Thunderhead I have used almost exclusively since you started could use it. It's so much better. I did try the Warbringer in replacement of it, but the Warbringer was, in my opinion, not strong enough to replace something like the Thunderhead. The Thunderhead has great range. It's 4. And it also have, I mean, the fire rate is not that high, but you can boost it up. And it's just a very meaty mech to use because it can smack down everything pretty good. I have used it, as I said, almost exclusively in every single battle. Almost. Steelhawk is okay, but very slow to fire. It's fairly fast. And with its 4 range, it's actually one of those things that you will use in the first probably 2-3 maps. A little bit because of the fact that it's a reliably okay, that's fast. It can get out of trouble real quick. And with the right pilot and armor, it is a very decent shooty gun. Volcano I have started using. As you see, I don't have enough to fill out every single one. It fires, it's a very strange one to use. It has a 3 range, which is okay for fire. And it fires 3 balls. One will hit the one where you're firing at, or the enemy. And then the other 2 is going to spread and kind of hit beside it. And damage seems very middling. It just, it might be that I haven't boosted it enough. But it just feels like you have to fire a lot in order for it to really do a good job. I haven't seen a range extender on this one either, but then again, I just started using it. As you can see, I really only have 1 power on it. This is one that's very situational. I've used the meltdown a lot more. I would assume that when you're fully upgraded, it might actually be a pretty decent mech. But it's just one of those things that right now it feels like it's underwhelming. Had I unlocked this earlier, and I probably would have had I known what kind of stats it was, then yeah, I would probably have used it a little bit more. Cluster Storm is actually pretty good. The damage is perfectly aligned with the fact that it has a really high fire rate and the fact that it kind of hits everything in cluster around the target, right? So you can hit more than one, but it fires so fast that it actually feels like it's worth it. It has a range of 3, which is perfectly fine for it. And it's fast. So it's one of those things that you can mobile, you just get into positions real quick, and it has enough range to kind of stand off against most of the enemy. And the fact that it has so much firepower over such a spread, it feels so much better than, say, the volcano, which fires slowly and the spread is kind of weird, and it just doesn't feel like it had a lot of meat to it. Lead Slug. That's a great disappointment. I think it has mostly to do with the range. It can fire real fast, but it's not like damage that you're not going to be impressed with it. Once it has boosted up and you have a lot of stuff already on it, then yeah, at range 2, it's pretty lethal, but that's range 2. And by the time you start getting to the last 2 maps, range 2 just means an insufferable amount of damage. And as I mentioned in the other one, your armor is really not that strong. You can boost on a lot of armor, but they strip it really fast. So it just feels like you're getting into a beef with someone that's armor. You can't really strip their armor as fast as they strip yours. And it's not really a good trade. You will almost be blown out of your shelter or protection trying to be that guy. It's excellent against infantry. It can really get rid of infantry real quick, but without a range extension on it, it's really not that good. And the range extension generally that you get for it also lowers your speed, so it takes away the only advantage you have, which is mobility, and it replaces it with more range. But then again, I would rather take the one that has already 3 range and okay speed instead of trying to hope to boost the range on this particular one. Not very useful. This meltdown is a weird one. It has a range of 3 for a single target. It can be decent, but the damage is really not that high. You will notice that has a decent fire range, and you can boost it pretty decently. But it will take a lot of shooting to do in order to get that kind of translated into a killing machine. It's still range 3, which is not bad for fire, and it's still pretty decent when it comes to mobility and all those things. And with the right pilot and the right mods, it's okay. I've been using it a lot, so I wouldn't say that it's bad. It's just the way it is. Now, Warbringer, I warmed up to it. It started out when I was using it when it had no modifications or anything. It was kind of blah. It has an excellent fire rate, but the damage is so poor. But because of the fire some of the rockets and in clusters, it can really strip down units quick if it's boosted the right way. And 3 in range is not bad at all. I mean, it won't beat, say, the Steelhawk or the Thunderhead, but it is decent enough, and I used it quite successfully as long as I had all those right unlocks. Without any other modifications, it's pretty blah. That's just the way it is. And that kind of gives you an idea of the different mechs here as far as how they work and if they are any good. My choices, now I'm just trying to unlock. So I'm having the Volcano using that. But as you see, I'm using the Cluster Storm and the Thunderhead. Now, I might have to unlock the more of the Dracan, I think it is. That was one of them. I know Cluster Storm is another one. So I'm going to have to check which one I have left to unlock. And that's pretty much it. Was it worth unlocking all this? I rather just wish that you could see what you were unlocking first, because it's possible that I would just skip the couple. Although it's a question of those research points too, so. And as far as pilots, it's the same. I just upgraded their abilities a little bit more. I still use the same ones. Emilia for her healing ability, Dahan Singh for his ability to add armor, and of course Connie because she can have that remote mine. It's pretty good stuff. I'm looking forward to be able to unlock as much as possible of these guys. Let's see cooldown. Cooldown is not that exciting. Not even on that. Well, whatever. Let's just do it. So I'm going to do a mission here. Just to show you. And let's do a mission. Not the now one. Let's do Western Germany. So you can see kind of how it looks. And these are the units we're going to use. As you see, I have the repair ability on the Volcano. I have the armor ability on this guy. And then I have the Thunderhead. Now, this is not set up. Both of these are artillery bombars, and that one is a fire class. But, you know, it is what it is. Now, the first match is not going to be tough, per se. You're not going to be able to go for a more tougher setup. But I just want to show you what I was talking about when it comes to how middling some of it can be.
Get ready for enemies approaching.
And they're coming from there.
Yes.
Okay, remote disable. I like that one. It kind of ends up stopping in. There we go. Yeah, my headquarters taking a lot of beating there for no good reason.
Orders? On my way. Show me the foe. Yes. On my way.
Okay, let's go and drop that off.
Get ready for enemies.
So, in this case, I always do that. I always try to add as much damage as possible. These maps are relatively small. It kind of feel purposeless in order to... to try to give them more speed and whatnot. In some cases, that can be good. But the maps are generally traversable except for the last map. And that has more to do with it, in my opinion, the poor design. Why can't you... Are you kidding me? Yeah, again, as I said, the weird line of sight is enormously... It just doesn't work very well. It seems like this hedge again, it's bomber. It's an artillery. Why can't you fire over a hedge? In this case, high ground. Yeah, let's go with that. That's at least an uncommon one.
Enemy approaching.
Where at though? Oh, there. Oh, come on. Here we go. Let's just see. Slow. It kind of hits a little bit over the place. And then he comes in and just murders them.
Ready and off and
The final enemy wave is approaching.
A final enemy wave is approaching. It's approaching. Yeah, let's see us here hauling ass. Pretty good. Pretty good. Oh,
orders.
we missed that one completely. Good stuff. No high ground here, but whatever.
Sending them right
Let's see here. Yeah, it's really not that good. Thinking that needs to be boosted. I thought that was going to show you sort of how that is. And that's it. Now, I could show you a more difficult one, but I really just wanted to showcase that all the different mechs. I didn't necessarily want to make this about combat per se. Once I have unlocked and gotten to the masterwork stuff, I do want to show you that. Yeah, I like this one. That or anything where you actually kill them, that you get some heal back. And that's it. Let's go back. And next time when I have unlocked something better, I will show you that too. But there you go. Those are all the mechs. That's at least my opinion about it. It's possible that you found yourself that your strategy using these different mechs works better for you. I do again wish that bombards actually had a functionality shooting over different obstacles, because otherwise it's not really my opinion. A bombard is not artillery. That should be the difference. Whereas with flames, that should be ignoring cover because it's flames, right? And as far as shoot us, it's kind of like the speed of fire and all that. You have a terrific day. You have a great, awesome life. I hope your weekend is going to turn out fantastic. And regardless how it is here in the world, you have the best life. And until we see us again, adieu.